Hi guys, hope you're having a great time and I'm having an awesome time. I get this question asked all the time: what cameras I use, what gear I use, what lenses I use, and what all equipment I use. And the answer is this. These are all the things that I use to make these videos and a lot of my commercial videos. This is all that I use. So today's video is going to be about all the equipment that I use or what's in my camera bag right now. So let's get started. Starting off with the bag itself. This is the Lowepro Pro Runner 350 AW. Now this bag, I didn't get it brand new. I got it from a friend of mine who bought a new bag and he wanted to sell his old one. It's got this belt which provides nice support and it's a really tactical bag. Let's jump right into the bag and see what all stuff I have inside the bag. Well, starting off with my first main camera, which actually is shooting right now. It's the Sony A7 Mark III. It's a full frame camera and currently I'm using the Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens on it. But my first ever Sony mirrorless camera was this crop sensor body. It's the Sony A6300. This little guy has traveled with me a lot of places and this little guy is like a beast of a camera. It shoots in 4K at 24 frames and 30 frames. It does different frame rates like 25 FPS, 50 FPS, 24 FPS, 30 FPS, 60 FPS, and the slow-mo in 100 FPS and 120 FPS. And the best part, this little camera can shoot in S-Log, so you can grade your footage to make it look like cinema quality. The next thing I want to talk about are all the lenses that I have. The first ever prime I invested in was this Sigma 30mm 1.4. and it has served me really well. There's a small travel film that I did in Pune, which is linked over here, was completely shot on this particular lens. So the next lens that I bought was this 16mm 1.4. I've spoken a lot about this lens and there's a video about this lens which is linked over here. You can check it out. A lot of my commercial work also is shot on this 16mm 1.4. So moving on, the other lens that I have is this Sony 2870 f3.5 5.6. It's a variable lens, so you get this focal length from 28mm to all the way to 70mm. It's basically a kit lens I got with my A7 Mark III. Well, the next lens, it's not a great lens, but it's the nifty 50 of the Sony world. So what I'm talking about is the 50mm f1.8. It's one of the cheapest full frame lenses that Sony has to offer. The cheapest Canon lens is around 8,000, the 50mm, but this particular guy costs you about 20,000. So yeah, in Sony's world, lenses are expensive. Yes, let's speak about this particular battery grip. So this battery grip, I actually purchased it from Thailand when I was there. So there's a whole separate video about this particular grip. You can check it out over here. So I have this autofocus adapter to use on Sony cameras. This basically what it does is you put this adapter onto your Sony body and then you can use any Canon lenses. The next thing that I have is this little guy, this little LED. It's a small LED but really powerful. It has that intensity thing over here wherein you can turn it all the way up or turn it all the way down, and it uses two AA size batteries. So it comes in pretty handy actually. So these are some macro adapters that I got from AliExpress. These are autofocus adapters. You can check it out. There are two of them. One is 16mm and 10mm. What you can do is connect one of these adapters onto your Sony bodies and connect your lens onto it, and what it does is basically it converts your normal lens into a macro lens. Next thing is this baby, the ND filter. Essentially what ND filter does is it's like sunglasses for your lenses. So this particular ND filter is a variable ND filter, as you can see. So this particular filter is around 77mm. You get it in different sizes, but my suggestion is get the biggest one. And then what you need are this step-up rings. So I have this step-up rings which basically, you know, can be mounted onto any particular lens, right from 37mm all the way to 77mm. Next thing I want to talk about is this particular audio recorder. This is the Zoom H4n. I got this recorder in the year 2012. I bought this recorder 7 years ago and it's working really well. I don't want to get in details about this particular recorder. And speaking of audio, I finally got Rode VideoMic Go, this small little guy for my vlogging and for general video stuff. I carry this little pouch, you know, all the time, and it's got like all the stuff that I need all the time. I keep all my batteries in this particular pouch, the charger brick, so I have 2 of them because I have 2 cameras. This particular camera remote to basically control my shots, these little things which basically you can connect anything onto this particular thread, slide it onto your camera like this. I use it for things like mounting the camera monitor whenever I use monitor, or you know, certain things whatever I need. Next thing that I keep over here is obviously the cables to charge the cameras. Then I have this particular adapter which is from a 3.5mm to a bigger adapter. This particular mic 3.5mm jack, I can connect it over here and then put this thing into the professional audio recorder. And moving on, I have this particular charger to charge my Sony a7 Mark III batteries externally. So this is over here. I've got just one extra battery of the a7 Mark III. So I've got 2 batteries. The battery life on the a7 Mark III is pretty good, so 2 batteries are more than enough. And then I've got this particular charger to charge my A6300 batteries. As you can see, there are 2 slots and you can put 2 batteries and charge 2 batteries simultaneously. These are all the cables that I have to charge my cameras and stuff like that. This Transient card reader. So this card reader is very important. It can take in micro SD, SD, CF card. Copying speed is also really fast, so I use this particular thing all the time to copy my data. Then this particular thing, it is basically a memory card holder, so you can put in your micro SDs, your SDs and CF card all safe, and it's pretty durable. Like, you can throw it, pretty durable, and it's very important to keep all your media in one place because you never know what can go wrong. When I was learning photography, it was told to us to use this particular card. So this cards, so there's basically a white card to see your white balance, there's a black card, and there is a gray card to measure your white balance. So these cards also are very important. They are a blessing actually. Second thing that I want to talk about is this particular thing. This is very handy to dust off all the dust from your sensor or from your lenses. So this is also a very important thing which you need to carry all the time and keep with you all the time. Speaking of cleaning lenses, next thing what you need is a lint-free cloth like this. This is also very important, and I keep it with me all the time whenever I need to use my lenses, and if there's a bit of a dust or some smudges, I can clear it off with this lint-free cloth. So that's also a very important thing that I keep. So next thing I want to talk about is this CPL lens filter. It's basically was for my 1650 lens that I bought in. So what this basically does is it whenever you spin this, you can cut all the reflections onto, you know, if you're shooting water and if you're shooting leaves and there's some reflection onto it and you want to cut that reflection, you use a CPL filter to control that. So this also is very handy. Next thing is this optional thing. It's basically the gloves. I stay in place like Goa and it gets really hot and humid at times on shoot, and your camera also hits up and you know your hands get sweaty. So that's the reason why I use this particular gloves you know, that I bought from a local sports store, and it comes in handy, and I look cool also a lot of times, so I use that. Yeah, so most of the things I covered, but wait, I forgot about another thing. There's this secret, not a secret compartment, but there is this compartment in the bag over here wherein you can put your laptop in there, but I use it to keep my Godox LED panel. So I use this panel a lot of times on shoot, and as you can see, there's a video about this particular light. You can check it out over here, it's linked over here. So I use this light a lot of times and I need it, you know, a lot of times, so that's why I keep this light in the bag all the time. And that's about it. Other thing that I didn't talk about is this lapel microphone that I have, which I use basically at the moment, which has this long cable to shoot this video. It always sits in my particular bag, so I think it's a pretty long video, and I have to stop right now because I have a lot of stuff to do and I couldn't go out and shoot a video because I have a lot of work going on at home. So I decided to shoot the video at home. I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, just hit the like button, and if you dislike this video, hit the dislike button, not once but 2 times. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and let's hit that 1K subscribers mark together. You and me together, we both can do it. If you like my work, let your friends know about it, let them subscribe, and you know, and when I hit the 1K subscriber mark, I'm gonna do a giveaway as I have promised you in the earlier videos. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Inside the bag. Inside the bag. Monsoons are approaching. I'll be definitely using this rain cover. I don't know how to put it back. I think I have to just stuff it in like this. Oh yes. And there's a nice Velcro which supports. Boom. Bam. Okay, how do I put this?